So Harleys and Indians, big baggers, are fantastic because of their weight. They hug the road really well. You got bags, you got tour packs, you got a fairing, you got two people, you got a ton of luggage, right? And you can go for hundreds of miles super comfortably. But with all of that extra storage and convenience comes a ton of weight. And when you go to move these things around, they can really suck, especially inside your garage. And the closer quarters you have in your garage, the more it sucks. But today I'm going to show you how to move your Harley around, going from this to actually moving it around with just one finger. This is going to pay off in a huge way, so make sure you stick around and check out what I'm about to show you. It's pretty incredible. So if this is something that you're interested in, I will leave a link down below so you can go over and check out the Let's Roll Cruiser. We have a pretty cool relationship with these guys, and if you decide to buy one of these and use that link, it actually helps support my channel as well, which is pretty freaking awesome. So let's go ahead and check out all the features of this dolly and lift system. All right, so we're going to put this together really quick. This is the Let's Roll Motorcycle Cruiser, all right? And this lift system, again, is designed to allow you to take an 850-pound Harley. Actually, it can sport up to 1,100 pounds and be able to move this around your garage. It will allow you to wash the bike, get all under there if you need to, do service on your bike, much easier than some of the lifts that I've used in the past, which you have to use straps for. This one, you don't have to do that. So let's put this bad boy together really quick. Now, one small little detail, these are made in the USA, but every single one of these bolts has all of the hardware already on it. You may be thinking, what the hell does that matter? It's just nice to see that somebody hand counted every single piece that you need, so I would assume the chances of you missing hardware is slim to none, and every single washer was loaded up with your bolts, nuts, etc. So that's pretty nice to see. Okay, so if you're somebody that hates putting things together, like vanities that require 300 pieces like my wife got on Christmas, this is going to be a pleasant surprise to you because of how easy it is to put together. Thank God. 4 casters, 4 bolts. You got your brake here. So if the logo is here in the front, you got your caster here and you got your caster here. Those are the ones with brakes, and then of course the other 2 are the ones without brakes. You got your 2 crossbars right here. The longer side is going to go towards the logo, and then it has this nice grippy material on the top of it. Now all we got to do is put the scissor lift on, and we can jack up the Harley and move this thing around with one finger. All right, we got this thing put together. Now we got our bolt, and so we got to grease this in order to use the scissor lift. So they actually give you a packet of grease. We're going to grease this bad boy up and give it a whirl. So gloves are probably recommended for sure. So the sides of the scissor lift are already greased up, so we don't have to worry about that. Just this bolt. So we'll go with that. If we need some more, we still got some. So kind of get this thing all greased up and go ahead and throw it in the scissor jack. All right, so this is a simple design and very easy to put together. One thing we want to keep in mind is my garage kind of sucks the way it's set up because I got 4 basically designed cracks. So I have 4 pieces of concrete and the way they laid it and all that kind of stuff, right? So you want to be careful with any raised, parts of your garage or any dips like that. I actually bought this mat specifically for this video, and because of course, it doesn't cover from wall to wall, you got to be careful with stuff like this too. But in order to set this up, so I got the scissor lift centered pretty much under the motorcycle here. So let's go ahead and raise it up. We're gonna go ahead and thread the bolt in here. All right, we got it started. 7/8 socket. And you can also use a drill, just not an impact drill. Obviously we want the kickstand down, and I do have it in gear, by the way. And it's gonna level out. So all the weight is now on the scissor lift. So let's go ahead and roll the dolly under it. We wanna go from the kickstand side with the dolly, and then we can remove the scissor lift and start moving around our Harley. All right, once you get it jacked up high enough to clear, then we just want to roll the dolly from the kickstand side. We don't want to interrupt or get in the way of the kickstand on either side of the lift there. And that looks pretty good right there. So those attachments, what the actual motorcycle rests on, are long enough to make sure it's secure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put the brake on both sides, make sure this doesn't move, and we're gonna let it down onto the dolly so we can push it around. So we got all of the weight now on the dolly. We'll pull the scissor lift out of there, just slide it out. And of course you could wind this on down now by hand, or you could use a drill to quickly unwind it and get it back down. I'm just gonna move it off to the side for right now. So once you get it in place, to prevent this from, let's say, rolling down your driveway, or if you just wanna lock it, you got one lock on this side and then one on the other side. And so those are gonna click into place really solid. You can hear it obviously, and then it's not going to move on you. You want to take those off, again, boom, kick it off, kick the other side off, and you can move it around. Now, let's say we want to get the bike off of this, we've already cleaned it, or we've already done the work we need to do, or we want to take it out of storage, or whatever you're doing with this, then we just want to slide the scissor jack back under it, get the weight on the scissor jack, roll the dolly out, again from the kickstand side, let it down, make sure obviously the kickstand shouldn't move, but let's say it does, you just want to make sure that kickstand is in the position where it's down, let the scissor lift down slowly, boom, kickstand does its job, you pull the scissor lift out, good to go. And now we can move this 850-pound Harley with one finger, check it out. Right? Now, here's where one point where, because of the way my garage is set up, it kind of sucks, but I'm gonna show you again how easily this thing moves. But you do not want, like if you have cracks in your driveway, or if you have uneven ground, or in this case, I have a mat right here, you want to be careful with the casters because, you know, although this thing is super solid, you just don't want it getting away from you. Another thing, I'm on a sloped driveway, and these casters work so well, and this thing rolls around so smoothly that you don't accidentally want it slipping down the driveway on you. So it's got a couple of locks on there, and as you can see, I can literally move this thing around super easily. Now I have a tight space here, and still I'm able to move this thing wherever I actually need it. And again, if I need to do it with one hand, I could do that. Probably not recommended, but just give you an idea, there's one finger, of how easily this thing can move on this dolly. So, if you need to do oil changes, if you want to wash the bike, if you need to store it. So one thing that I have, because my space is limited, what I could do is kind of push it off to the side just like that. And so that's going to allow me to retain some more space, because obviously when it's over on the kickstand, well, it's gonna take up some space. So I could literally move it all the way over to the pallet, and boom, it's straight, it ain't going nowhere, it's solid in place. If I need to move it back, boom, right? I can move it back, okay? let's say I want to kick it around this way, and I want to move this over here so I can clean that side of the garage or whatever I need to do. I can do all of that and move this bike around. Now, if you have one of these bikes, you know how annoying this can be if you want to move it inside of your garage. You gotta back it out, and then you gotta pull it forward, and then you gotta, do like a, 4-point turn to be able to get it where you want it. With this, it's much easier to actually just move it around. Now, obviously, you don't want to sit on this while it's on the scissor lift or while it's on the dolly. It's able to hold 1,100 pounds, so it's going to hold your Harley, or, I believe they even make one for Indian. I'm fairly certain they do, actually, but it's going to hold plenty of weight. You just don't want to sit on it, obviously, but again, super stable. Change a wheel or whatever you need to do. All right, so that's it, man. A pretty awesome system, made in the USA. Ton of cool features and a lot that you can actually do with this. Again, if you want to check this out, use the link down below. It'll help support my channel as well. And if you're going to get one, hey, use that link. Doesn't cost you anything extra. Big thanks to Let's Roll again for sending this out. See you on the next one. And as always, hold them down.